Good morning. Today I'm on a day trip from Hanoi to Lanha Bay, which is an extension of Ha Long Bay, and Cat Ba Island. Now, I've been staying in Hanoi for the last couple of nights, but I'll go over that in another feature video. This has the potential to be one of the greatest day trips I've ever taken. Welcome to Lanha Bay. So we're on a boat called the Serenity, and it's a beautiful boat. It's 3 stories. We're not really using the bottom level because our group is pretty small today, so on the second deck is like the restaurant. That's like where all our stuff is. It's air conditioned. We're gonna have lunch there in a little bit, and on the top deck there's like sunbathing and stuff, which I'm actually gonna proactively stay away from because I am gonna be getting a lot of sun today, and your girl forgot sunscreen. I put a little bit on my face this morning. I have a long sleeve shirt with a hood, so I am just gonna give my skin a little bit of a break and stay in the shade as much as possible until we start our activities. There are 2 slides on the back of the boat, which is super exciting, and they're huge, so I'm probably gonna try that out. There's also like a tiny little platform up on the 3rd deck where you can jump from. We are going through Lanha Bay, Lanha Bay, which is like part of Ha Long Bay, except it's kind of off of Cat Island or Cat Ba Island, where it's less crowded, less polluted, just as beautiful. We've got the limestone cliffs everywhere, and definitely fewer tour boats competing for good spots. As we're going around, you can see tons of like little hidden beaches everywhere. That would be super fun to explore if you had like days, or if you had like a smaller boat and plenty of sunscreen. Even though this place is a lot less crowded and a lot less polluted than Ha Long Bay proper, there's still a lot of garbage in the water, which is pretty sad. You can see a super huge jellyfish, which makes me a little more nervous about jumping in. And then our guide told us that he had a guy jump in, or like dive in, and as he dove in, his feet hit a jellyfish and his feet were swollen. So I was like, cool, thanks, you're doing nothing to like encourage me to do this. Private beach. We don't swim at the beaches here because even at high tide, there's lots of coral and lots of shellfish. So it's not ideal for swimming.
It's not really an ideal place to swim.
Yeah?
A lot of coral and
It's very peaceful here. It's very quiet here. Literally all you can hear are the boat engines, a little bit of like classical music they're playing on board for us, and like the waves. Every now and then, if we pass close enough to one of the cliff islands, you can hear bugs, but that's it. That was delicious. We had way too much food. There's still a lot left, but I think we're all kind of thrown in the towel because we had like 20 different dishes. I tasted most of them, and I'm so full. Really awesome people let me borrow some or use some sunscreen, which was really, really nice. Now we are on Cat Ba Island at the national park, and we're gonna be riding bikes. Well, some of us are riding bikes, other people are taking golf carts, but it's gonna be fun. Get some exercise, work off that yummy lunch. When we were on the boat, our guide asked everybody to raise their hands if they wanted to ride bikes, and only like 10 of us raised our hands. Now almost everybody is going towards the bikes, and he was like, "Are you kidding me?" Just kidding, I'm missing out. I'm gonna go on the car. Yeah. Bikes are a little rusty, flimsy. Sometimes you need to pick your adventures. Looking at those, I could see some issues. Okay, included in our tour is the foot spa with the fish. It's the Garufa fish that I did a while ago with my niece in Utah, and I was severely overstimulated. I'm gonna try it again. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh. It's rough because I know what it's gonna feel like. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There it goes. Okay. Only for a little bit. It's not relaxing. Oh my gosh. They're like, feast. I can literally only stomach it for like a couple of seconds at max. There are just so many of them, and they're huge. And I forgot how uncomfortable a feeling it is because like the Garufa fish, and they have these lips that like vibrate against your feet to loosen up the dead skin. They're not like biting you, but it's such a weird feeling. As somebody who's usually pretty ticklish, this is torturous. So I did it. Never have to do it again. I needed a drink after that one. Everybody else rode down the way. I guess they filmed part of like King Kong or something here. I didn't see it. I'm sure it's a beautiful lookout, but I'd rather sit here in my swing looking out all the limestone cliffs that are surrounding me. I have learned so much about this place and I love it. So Cat Ba Island literally means many women, and there's lots of theories about how this name came to be. Part of it was all the women that came to help support the Vietnamese men during times of war, and then the other, fishing is a big thing out here, and especially on this island, that's how people earn the majority of their living. There's a lot of times that fishermen will go out and not return, and so there will be more women than men. The island is also a really big strategic point during times of war, especially with protection against the Chinese and the Mongolians back in the day. The easiest way to get to Hanoi, to the capital, is up the river, and in order to get to the river you have to come around Cat Ba Island. The natives were able to kind of booby trap the waters around the island to stop enemy ships from coming in, which is just really cool thing about how little they had and how small their army and their forces were compared to the Mongols or the Chinese, and to know that they were able to protect was pretty awesome. One of the cool things about where we are versus the more busier parts of Ha Long Bay is these cliffs are much closer together, so the larger cruise ships cannot navigate through them without getting stuck. So that's why it's not as busy out here as it is in other places, which makes it really nice. So now we're going to get kayaks. Kayaking under that arch that apparently is only accessible via low tide into this little lagoon where they do oyster farming, as you do. I just remember the last time that I've been kayaking, and I think it was when I was in Alaska with Ashley, and we were kayaking in Glacier Bay, and just how different this whole experience is. For one, I'm sweating, but I'm wearing my sun protection, and I'm not like confined or like strapped in. It's a different kind of kayak, and I'm by myself, which is nice because I can kind of just go at my own pace. I was the first one out, and I just like took off. I'm gonna put some space between myself and the rest of the group just so I can enjoy Now I'm just gonna kayak around a little bit and go back to the boat. Oh, actually just gonna lie down for a second and just enjoy. I wonder if I caught any of that. I put the handle between the girls. That was a fun activity. I came back and Kaido was like, we still have 30 minutes. Do you want to go down to the rock formation? I was like, no, I'm gonna hang out on the boat. And I thought I'd give you a little ship tour. So I'm up here on the top deck right now. Just lots of places to sunbathe. There's a couple people up here right now, but it's kind of nice that they have options. They have couches, they have chairs. These two little crow's nest things, I don't know, I don't think they're the best. Two staircases that go down next to the two slides. And then we've got a walkway that wraps all the way around the boat. Got some fishermen. And then if we go inside, we have the restaurant. And then we have two toilets. Not too bad. And the same thing down below, just a little bit bigger of a restaurant. On the front of the boat, we have a really nice viewing area. And that's the ship. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that slide, it was intense. So our group leader was like, don't lean back, you'll hit your head. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna hit my head. You know, I know how to use a slide, but it's kind of curved at the bottom and it like shoots you out. And so all of us have been landing on our butts. It gave me a wedgie, it was great. I'm debating whether or not I want to do it again. Much more visible. It's fun how the water turns us into little kids. Ended up losing my hair tie. It was around my wrist, and on one of the runs it fell off, but that's fine. Now we're getting tea time up on the top deck because the weather's pretty nice. It's been a fun day. Riding by a fishing village that we couldn't get to earlier because it was low tide. Now the tide's a little bit higher and we can see it. We're not getting off to take a look, so we're just gonna view it from the boat. But this is cool. It's like one of those floating villages that you hear about and then you read about, and I'm still having a hard time believing that I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
Where'd he go?
One of the big things that they fish for are the gooey duck clams. Those are the long neck ones that look kind of interesting. But that's one of the big things that they get here. They also get different types of clams and shellfish. Also, they get a lot of squid. And it's kind of fun to see, like, they have, you know, dogs that live on these floating villages with them. just like that, we got back to port, disembarked, heading to our bus. A long ride back to Hanoi. What a fun trip. I'll see you in Sapa.